All right, on today's podcast, we're going to talk about politics. Biden. Apparently, he wasn't driving in a Ford F-150, maybe. What? Somebody else was driving? All right. Also, we're going to discuss the jab. Apparently, some virologist that discovered HIV is going to tell you all about the jab and the risks. All right. And then we are going to also discuss in finance. Apparently, the United States Mint has released some bombshell information about silver. Moving over to entertainment, we will talk about John Cena. He's in the news. What the heck would John Cena be doing in the news right now? Apparently, he might be a China lover, but we'll check that out. And then in the gun corner, we're going to talk about the new ATF alleged director that might be in pretty soon. And they asked him about the definition of an assault weapon. So that's what we got today on the Hot OTM Podcast. Stay tuned and check this out. Transmitting from sunny Southern California, capital of entertainment, beautiful ladies, and great whiskey. You're listening to the Hot OTM Podcast, where we discuss politics, guns, entertainment, music, and all the controversial topics we can find. Here are your hosts, Hector Robles and Christian Mejia. All right, on today's podcast, we've got, it almost seems like every week we have bombshell news, like alert, like something's going on. But this week, there's more crazy stuff going on. I want to start out with the easy stuff. So at first, let's talk about Biden and a picture that came out with him. Apparently, he was driving a Ford F-150, an electric Ford F-150. And there was a Secret Service guy next to him in the passenger side. And in the video, you could actually see the other guy, his hands on the steering wheel, which tells you he was the one who was driving the vehicle. And then I saw another article where they're trying to defend Biden and say, no, there was a Secret Service guy there, but he wasn't driving the vehicle, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, say that was true, right? Say even though you have 20 articles that are telling me that it's debunking this, and okay, so let's say you're debunking it. But then the picture that you put of Biden, you Photoshop the guy in the passenger side and the steering wheel out. So it's like, wait, if you're trying to convince me that he wasn't driving it, it's already been clarified that there was, because there's video showing the Secret Service guy in the passenger side where there was another steering wheel. But then the picture that you show me only shows Biden and nobody else in the passenger side, like the angle you're taking it. And then obviously it looks like it was Photoshop, because there was no way that you can't even see the second steering wheel. So to me, it's kind of like a cover up, and Biden can't even walk upstairs. Like, he trips going upstairs. So you're going to tell me he's going to be driving all badass on a Ford F-150? I don't believe you. But anyway, I just thought it was amazing how hard the media tries to cover up all this stuff. To me, it's just, it's sad, man. Like, let the guy die already. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I just kind of want to bring that up. I just thought it was, I don't know what the hell is wrong with our politics at this point. When Trump was in, everything was horrible. They kept the numbers for like the deaths up on the screen, and look at this horrible person. Look how bad our economy is, blah, 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 blah. Biden comes in. All of a sudden, none of those numbers are on the screen. We no longer talk about all the kids in the cages at the border. All of that swept under the rug. Nobody can take pictures. And Joe, you can't even find him anymore. He's instead of actually having conversations with reporters, he's having conversations with YouTubers. And my producer here sent me a video of one of the YouTubers that they had. It was a black lady. Not a typical person. She had this, like, she looks like she's never missed a meal in her life. And not that she's fat. I'm just saying, like, she's, how should I put it? Financially, she's freaking rich. Like, it's not a true, like, angle of an American a normal American. This lady had like this huge walk-in closet with all kinds of shoes and it was so softball kinds of questions, man. It was ridiculous. To me, it's like, so Biden and Fauci together are having these conversations with the black community, allegedly, when I mean, I'm not saying that black people don't have money. I'm just saying that I don't think she represents a normal person, Latino, black, or this was obviously a privileged individual. And so they have time for these privileged individual YouTubers, but they don't have time for normal reporters to take serious questions. To me, it's a freaking circus. And then you try to even have a conversation with people on the left, and they're like, but look what Trump did. And it's like, dude, that shit's done. It's over. He's gone. He's out of the office. Now it's your boy who's up at bat. And the guy's falling asleep at the plate right now while he's trying to swing for the baseball. It's ridiculous. It's sad. Kamala Harris, where the hell is she at? I mean, I don't know where the hell she's at either. To me, this whole administration it's a disaster. And to a certain extent, I'm kind of just laughing at this point because I'm seeing the whole house burning down, inflation's up. They're trying to print more money, trying to get out of this, and the whole house is falling. And I'm just like the Joker from the Batman movie. I'm just here to watch it burn basically at this point. It's pretty ridiculous. All right. With that little rant going on, I have some news in regards to the jab. The jab situation. Okay. This is kind of like a two-part situation. There's this gentleman, I saw a video. He has a website called naturalnews.com. And he had a video, and it was, let me kind of read this off to you real quick, basically what it was. It was, this was a title: Wuhan Flu shots were designed to slow kill the masses through time-delayed deaths. Everyone vaccinated for COVID will die, warns French virologist Montagnier. He's credited in being the first to discover HIV. So the guy who discovered HIV is telling you that this jab is a slow kill. I would at least listen to the interview. It's in French, so I was just watching the translation of it. But I mean, it should raise some serious, serious concerns. And on top of it, I've been kind of thinking, okay, the federal government approved here in the state of California. Apparently, they're giving out, the federal government's giving California a bunch of money for like the recovery. And they approved for the state to give out all kinds of like incentives, cash incentives for people to take the vaccine. And just as a normal person, if this is going to benefit me, why would you have to provide scholarships, raffles, a $1 million raffle, I think in one of the states in Idaho, or I can't remember what state it was, but, and also that they're having that raffle here in California as well. So I'm just thinking, why would you need to convince me that I need to take the vaccine or jab? I'm sorry, I don't know if the censors are still going on, but why would you need to convince me if it's such a great thing? And it keeps on nagging on the back of my mind. Why? It just doesn't make any sense. But it does make sense if what this guy is saying is true. If this virologist is correct and it's a slow kill, it would make sense because it's a cost-effective way to get rid of you without actually having to use a bullet or, any force or anything like that. You yourself are taking care of the job for them. I know that's kind of an extreme, maybe a radical thought, but I'm not the scientist. This guy's the scientist, and he's the one who's telling you, hey, this is a slow kill. So obviously you can't trust Fauci. Fauci has flip-flopped all over the place. Not to mention, I don't know if you're aware, when Trump was in office, even the tech companies were pushing that you better not say that the Wuhan flu came out of Wuhan, China. You better not say that, or else we're going to ban your account. We're going to do this, this, and this. And all of a sudden now, this week, guess what? Facebook has announced that they will no longer be banning people or doing anything if they say that the Chinese virus came out of Wuhan, and that they're doing a new investigation, and Biden thinks that it may be a possibility now that it may have come out of there. So now when the Democrats are in and they put their people on the team, they're like, oh, no, it may have been a possibility now. It just shows the bias of the media, that you can't trust shit of what these guys are saying. You can't trust anything. And on top of it, how even social media is being controlled and manipulated with facts, man. You had facts when Trump was in office, and they were kicking you off for saying those facts. But now that Biden's in, the exact same thing. It's not even like compare this fact to that fact. No, literally the same fact. Now all of a sudden, oh, okay, no, now you can say this. It's okay to talk about this now. Pretty frustrating, I guess. But in that same kind of situation with that natural news guy, the guy who wrote the article, they call him the Ranger, I believe. Anyway, so this guy, I was listening to another video of his, and he was mentioning that he received a phone call from somebody in the government, allegedly, that's what they said, and that they were threatening to confiscate his website, and they essentially told him that he better take down some articles that he had written about the jab, and if he didn't, I believe they gave him some information. It may have been something having to do with his family, because he said that they had some scary information about him. So I believe he took the information down, but essentially they were threatening him. And if the Biden administration is trying to get, I believe, something like 70 to 75% of the adult population vaccinated, that's their goal. So it kind of connects to that other situation. Are they trying to get rid of 70 to 75% of the population? Is that what they're trying to kind of achieve? And anybody who's anti their agenda, they're going to come after. And allegedly, this guy was even mentioning that they're going to come after small channels, that anybody on the internet that's not going along for this ride, they're going to come after them. So, shit, maybe they might be coming after us too, but whatever. I mean, somebody's got to speak the truth. So anyway, it was just very interesting stuff. I would suggest you check out naturalnews.com and check out that article about this French virologist. It was kind of mind-blowing. So kind of crazy stuff. Just kind of wanted to give you an update on the jab. All right, so now we're going to move over to one of my favorite sections, finance. All right, so we're in finance. Something crazy. You know how I always mention that we need to stock up on silver and gold, and I don't know what the heck is going on, but my Robinhood account was kind of blowing through the roof. I have a lot of gold and silver miners investments, and they were shooting up. I mean, and I had mentioned one of the companies, Wheaton Precious Metals. Man, like my stock has gone up, what is it, in a few months, like maybe 3 months, per share, like $5 to $6 per share, which it's a lot of money for one stock to go up. I mean, it's not GameStop, but I'm just saying for like a regular stock to go up in a couple of months, $5, to me, it was very impressive. And all the silver and gold stocks are shooting up. So it's kind of crazy. So I mean, you guys know I'm very aggressive with that end of my portfolio. So I was watching this website. It is called coinnews.net. So they have an article on there, and listen to this. This was actually released by the U.S. government. The U.S. Mint actually said this. The global silver shortage has driven demand for many of our bullion and numismatic products to record highs. So the U.S. Mint, the government, is telling you that we're in a global silver shortage. I mean, I don't know how much clearer they can put it when it's hidden in their information, but they're telling you that there's a shortage. So a lot of people don't know about this yet, but you know about this now. And to me, it was just kind of crazy that the U.S. Mint is admitting that we're in a global shortage of silver and that they're going to have to raise their prices, it looks like. And they actually had to, there was a launch date for June 1st for pre-orders for 2021 Morgan and Peace silver dollars. They're like collectible numismatic coins. And they have to postpone it because apparently they can't find the silver to make these coins. So again, I'm always pushing gold and silver. And now here's some actual news directly from the Mint, the United States Mint, telling you that we're in a shortage right now. If that doesn't inspire you to go pick up a little bit of bullion, then I don't know what will, man. And it's better to be a year early than a day late. So that's what I got for finance today. We're going to talk about John Cena in entertainment today. Okay, a couple episodes ago, I talked about the Fast and Furious movie, the Furious 9, I think it's called, something like that. And I really wanted to watch the movie, right? It's coming out. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm a fan of the Fast and the Furious. And John Cena is in it as Toretto's brother. This numbskull, oh my God, it actually hurts me. It hurts me that they brought this moron onto the film. But anyway, they brought this guy on, right? And he called Taiwan a country because it is a country. It's their own country, Taiwan. And apparently China wasn't too happy about it because China seems to think that Taiwan is part of China and that you can't call them their own country. So I'm assuming it was the studios that forced him to apologize, but not just a regular apology. He apologized in, what's the Chinese language? Cantonese, or what is it? Mandarin. Okay. So he apologized in Mandarin, which to me, it's just like, oh my God. Like, if you're going to suck him off, just suck him off, man. Like, that's really what it comes down to. If you're going to bend over for the Chinese government, just do it, bro. And just say it. Hey, I'm bending over for the Chinese government. But to me, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous that American citizens have to apologize to the Chinese government for saying that Taiwan is a country. Like, I thought we had free speech, but no, this is about money. So I'm assuming the studios told him, you better bend over and take that rod. I'm assuming that's probably what happened. But what a freaking tool, man. Like, I thought it was cool, but now I could tell he's just a tool. Kind of disappointing. Debating if I should maybe just boycott the movie at this point, man. Because if we don't make their pockets hurt, then they're not going to care. So, well, all right. So that's what I had for entertainment. That tool, John Cena, bending over for China. And, okay, so we're moving on to another one of my favorite sections. I think every section here is my favorite section, but we're going to move over to the gun corner. All right, today on the gun corner, here is an interesting situation. the Biden administration has appointed or is trying to appoint a new director for I believe he said the ATF. And he's trying to appoint this new director. So the new director has to go in front of, I believe it was like a panel of individuals. If I'm correct, like senators, I believe. So he has to go in front of a panel of senators. And one of the most telling things, because this guy has admitted that if he's put into that position, he's coming after AR-15 rifles. So this guy's just, he's just I'm going to use this word again. He's just a tool for the Biden administration. And it's obvious that they're anti-gun. That guy's an anti-gun guy. Even though he took a picture in front of the whole Waco where they burned children alive, there's a picture of him. And I think I mentioned it in one of the previous episodes. Kind of standing there like a war hero. Oh shit, is that a fly? All right, so he's standing in front of the... I felt like I was at the presidential debate with, what was his name? I thought I was the vice president for a little bit. Saw the fly coming around. All right. So anyway, this Chipman guy, they had him, they're kind of grilling him a little bit, and he was admitting that he's essentially he doesn't want you to have an AR-15. So he's anti-Second Amendment. So the regulator for alcohol, tobacco, and firearms doesn't want you to have firearms. So he's anti-Second Amendment. And so they said, okay, now we clarified that you don't like guns. You don't want the American people to have their own freedom. It's not given to them. It's a freedom. It's a freedom that we were born with. And he was saying that he wants to take away those guns. And on top of it, they asked him, so please define to us what an AR-15 or an assault weapon is. And he couldn't articulate what he thought an assault weapon was. So to me, it's just interesting how it's not about an assault weapon. It's about control. They want to have control of you and you not having any weapons, because the population being armed is a problem for the government. So they need to have an unarmed population. But the whole point of the Constitution and the Second Amendment is for a tyrannical government. So just kind of keep that in mind when you see all this stuff. I thought it was very interesting that even that guy couldn't tell you what the exact definition of an assault weapon was. Like most lefties, they can't tell you what an assault weapon is. A semi-automatic? I believe most pistols are semi-automatic also. So you're trying to ban pistols as well? So, some ridiculous stuff going on here. But that video was pretty funny to a certain extent and sad at the same time, because it's like this is who they want to control that government entity, somebody who's anti-Second Amendment. It's just ridiculous. They just want to put their own interpretation of what a allowable weapon is. There's a bunch of laws on the books already. Here in California, the communist state of them all, with maybe the exception of New York, we have so many laws in place. And just the other day, there was a shooting. And guess what? This criminal had all kinds of magazines that are illegal here in the state of California. Wow. So you're telling me that the criminal had illegal stuff? Well, I can't believe that he didn't follow the law. Yeah, numbnut, because it's illegal. Criminal doesn't follow the law. But try to explain that to these artards. Anyway, that's what I got for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in, for joining us. And if this is your first time here, hit the like button, subscribe, all the good stuff. So thank you so much for joining us, and you guys all have a good night. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the podcast, please rate, subscribe, and share. If you would like to donate, please join us on Subscribestar. Thank you again from all of us here at the OTM Podcast, and you have a great night.